Good morning, friends. Greetings for the day. Today I am going to teach you how to do accounting in Google Sheets. Just go into your account, click the 9 dots, click the plus button. You will enter in the blank Google Sheet document. First, we need to rename that document. Accounts double entry. Okay. So here we are. This is our Excel spreadsheet like page. First, we need to rename our worksheet as entries. Adding another sheet, we'll rename it to as chart of accounts. Now we put some headings like date, debit part, credit part, narration, and the amount, because these are the 4 categories that are nearly required in each and every transaction. Let's delete the extra rows. Make the narration part slightly bigger, and remember, we should freeze the first row always. So I am going to freeze the first row as so. Here we are done. In the chart of accounts, whatever the name of the ledger we enter there, that will be reflected in the debit and credit. So we need to create a data validation from that range to here. Click data validation, select list from range, use reject input, and then put the address of the range by selection. Okay, let's save it. So here you can see the drop down menu has been appeared in each cell. Whatever you put there will be appeared here in the debit and credit part of the entries. Okay, so let's go to our chart of accounts once again. We should create some temporary charts accounts, like type is assets, liabilities, expenses. I'm creating some few like assets cash, assets bank, assets machinery. Your furniture is also asset, furniture. Okay, now come to the liabilities part. In the liabilities part, first is the capital account. As you may so just making the header and the type column are slightly bigger. Okay, I have added a few ledgers. You can add a few more in the income and expenses part also, so I am going to add them also. Like for income part, we have sales, and we also have interest income. Interest. For the expenses part, we have many expenses like electricity expenses. Another one is, I'm just copying it down for making it faster. Okay, then rent expenses. Then the other one is salary expenses, repair expenses. I'm writing as repair and maintenance. Then stationery expenses. Then legal expenses. You can add all any more categories if you like. You can see in the drop down what I have added there is also visible in here in this drop down menu. Okay, in the debit I have shown you, in the credit it's visible. You can see in each and every cell it's visible. Okay, so now let's move on. Let's put some entries. Here it is date. I'm using the format DDMMYYY. You can use another format if you like. Okay, So now the first entry is cash received from the capital account. So in that part, cash is debited and capital account is credited. The amount is around 5 lakhs. Okay, I'm just copying the date value so that for making the transaction easy and faster transaction entries. Okay, in the next part we have bought some furniture. So here we should debit furniture and credit cash, because cash is getting out and furniture is getting in. Okay, we bought furniture of 50,000. Now the third entry is we opened the bank account by depositing cash in the bank for rupees 4 lakhs. Okay, we bought a stationery for office purpose. We paid the rent of the office in cash. I'm not taking your much time, I'm just doing some general entries only. Okay, so I should delete those entries just for giving you the idea. For going in deep, I will explain you in the later videos. So to calculate the debit and credit of each ledger, we should create two more columns, debit and credit. I have created the debit. Now I am going to create the credit column, and then I will create a total column, that is the total of debit and credit. Okay, here we should consider that I am considering debit as positive and credit value as negative. So I am using the SUMIF formula. If you don't know SUMIF formula, just Google it. I am just going the SUMIF formula, that sum if in this range go, check the value equivalent to cash, B2 to B1000, just log them up. You can press F4, but I'm working on iPad, so in my keyboard it's not supported, that's why I'm putting dollar signs here. Okay, so b2 is then the sum range is that value of the transaction. So it's E2 to E997. Actually it's 997, not 1000, because we have deleted already the 3 extra rows previously. I should once again put dollar signs here also. Okay, so here comes it 5 lakhs, and I'm copying it down, so the same formula is dragged down. In the credit part also we should do the same thing, but here the range is credit range, that is C2 to C997. Lock it up by pressing F4, or I will have to use the dollar signs. So then we should find out the B2 value, and the sum range is our transaction amount, that is E2 to E1000. Oh sorry, 997. Okay, so here we are done, just copying it down. Okay, now the total of debit and credits. Here as I already told you that I should consider the credit as negative part, so I'm just putting negative sign and copying it down over the formula. So sum of debit and sum of credit, that is positive minus negative is equal to negative, but it depends on the value. If the negative is higher, then the answer will be the negative. If the positive is higher, then the answer will be the positive. Now grand total of debit and credit. If our debit comes equivalent to the credit, then we are correct. Accounting equation is met. Or okay, just highlight the cells. Okay, So this is also called the trial balance. This is our trial balance. I have all made the trial balance in the chart of accounts. So as to make it as fast as possible, okay, now I have inserted the pivot table of the our trial balance in the other sheet. You can see I have only chosen the type and sum of total of all types, that is assets, expenses, income and liabilities. You can see that our grand total is 0, that is we are equivalent. Our debits matches with the credits, everything is set off. Now I am going to make the profit loss statement using the same relevance. I am putting a pivot table in the existing sheet. For the profit and loss part, we will use type as columns and headers as rows. Okay. And the values part, we will use the total amount. And the filter part, I will use the type part because I want to see only the income and expenses, from where we will find out our profit or loss. Okay, you can see that it's been done, but we need to calculate the total of debits and total of credits. So the total of expenses is using the sum formula. In the same way, I am using the sum formula again. Okay, here I am just putting an if formula to find out if it's profit or loss. If our expenses are greater than our income, then it is loss, and vice versa. Okay, here comes net loss. I have used the minus sign in the formula. You should do also the same thing. Okay, I am using the formula that if this side is greater than that side, then the matching value should come in this side, and I will use the same formula in a reverse direction in the other cell. Okay, you can see the formula. I am doing this. If you are confused, I can elaborate, but for the sake of making the video a quicker one and easy to understand, I am doing at my own pace. Okay, so you can see the total of expenses is 2,50,000. Okay, I just made a mistake. Now here is the correction, and the total of all income is 2 lakhs with a balance of 50,000. So 50,000 is the loss here. Okay, putting the formula in the reverse mode in the other column also, because if in case the profit comes out, then the value should come in here. I will show you how this works, but just create the structure first. Okay, so here we are done. Okay, so suppose we have made a cash sale, then by changing the entry, our net loss has become a net profit of 1.5 lakhs. So it's a dynamic relation. With change of each and every formula, your whole accounting reporting is changed, whether it's trial balance, profit loss account, or balance sheet. Okay, in the next videos I will also show you how you can maximize your reporting power, like getting reports for the particular ledger and everything else, cash flow relations and etc. But we are beginning with the profit loss account, balance sheet only. Okay, now in the same way we should do the balance sheet equation, and Okay, now put some grand totals of the debits and credits. You can see the grand total of profit and loss account is set off. Okay, I should highlight that one. Okay, here it is our trial balance and chart of accounts also. Just creating another pivot table for getting the balance sheet out of this trial balance using the existing sheet. I'm just putting the location with the adjacent to our profit and loss account. Selecting rows as columns as our type and filter by columns. Here we should select in assets and liabilities. Those forms the part of our balance sheet. I don't want totals because we will do the totals on the above side. Okay. In the rows part we need the headers. Okay. Also we should uncheck the totals part. I don't want the totals here. Because if we use other formulas then those will not be referenced. Okay, uncheck. I'm just copying the same formula and putting it here, changing the heading from profit and loss account to balance sheet. Grand total is correct. Here I should change it as PL account transfer. Okay, you can see our debits of the balance sheet are equivalent to credits of balance sheet, and from PL account we are getting 1,92,000. that is the net profit. It's shown in liability because it needs to be given to our capital account. Okay, capital account holds the right of this profit. If it's a loss, it's shown in the asset side because expenses incurred are higher than the income generated. Okay, so here it was a brief demo. You can customize the layout, like I should highlight the debits and credits. Also I need to put the single row so that you can understand what is debit, what is credit. Debit is the expenses and credit are incomes in the profit loss statement, and assets are debited while liabilities are credited. So okay, I should do that also, and I'll make the debit and credit columns. So here it was a brief accounting introduction, like how you can do double entry accounting in Google Sheets. Everything is dynamic. Whatever you change in the entries, chart of accounts, everything will change with each and every transaction. Okay, if you want to see, I will show you. Like here it's changed the value, then the net loss has arisen for rupees 6,000. You can see our balance sheet has also changed. The 6,000 is shown in the debit side, that is asset side. Let's I should mark debit, credit also, debit assets, credit the liabilities. Okay, so in this part everything is dynamic. Whatever you change in the entries, everything will be changed in the reporting part, whether it's trial balance, balance sheet, profit and loss account, everything. and your grand total will be 0 if you have if you have generated the correct entries and you have posted transactions correctly. I'm just posting few transactions for showing you how this work. Like if we received cash by sales for rupees 80,000, and another entry if we paid some salary. Salary is our expense account. Our expense will be increased. You will see the effect in the profit and loss account. As you can see, our income is 82,000 while our expenses are 58,000, so we have a net profit of 24,000, which is shown on the liabilities side in the balance sheet. Because business owes this for the capital account. So thanks a lot. In the next videos I will go a further bit advanced to teach you how much more you can do in Google Sheets, which is not possible in Excel and not as easy as here in Google Sheets. Also, Google Sheets are in the cloud, so please comment, share and subscribe, like this video. Good morning friends, greetings for the day. Today I am going to teach you how to do accounting in Google Sheets. Just go into your account, click the 9 dots, click the plus button. You will enter in the blank Google Sheet document. First we need to rename that document accounts